Hi there, I'm here with Alissa Hirsh. She is a Grinnell College student athlete and this week was named the Midwest Conference Women's Basketball Performer of the Week. Congratulations.
Thanks, Ed.
Well, you had a great week, obviously. In 3 games, you averaged 25.3 points and 7.7 rebounds a game. Just amazing. Talk about, first of all, lead off with the Monmouth game. We hadn't beaten Monmouth since the 2011-12 season. You came out of that game, had a double-double, 33 points and 10 rebounds. Talk about that performance.
Yeah, Monmouth was a fun one. They're just, they're a perennial power, so there's a lot of hype and intensity going into the game. But I think it was just one of those nights where everything felt good. The floaters were dropping, and I was confident and stayed confident throughout, and we were able to pull out the win.
Then you followed that up against Lake Forest. Not only a big game there with 24 points, 6 boards, 5 assists, 2 steals. You guys came back from a 14-point second half deficit, with you finishing it off with the game-winning jumper with 4 seconds to go. Talk about that play and how it evolved.
Sure. Well, Coach drew it up out of the timeout, and we ran it to perfection. The play was for Kayla to either take it to the rim, or if she was doubled, to kick it out to me, and that's exactly what happened. And I was, there ready to hit the shot, and it was a lot of composure from Kayla to hit the open man, and it was a fun opportunity to get to sink the shot.
Talk about the big celebration after that. Talk about that. That had to be exciting.
Yeah, I mean, being down 14, it's tough to fight through that, but I think we're all just so proud of ourselves that we were able to pull out the victory. So it was a blast. It was beating Monmouth on our home court in essentially a buzzer beater. So you can't dream it up any better than that.
And then you followed that up with a nice effort against Presentation College, 19 points. Third game in 6 days that would have been, but another great effort there. So talk about this year's team. You've already won as many conference games as what you won all of last year. What's the difference this year?
Just experience. I mean, we had a serious contingent last year of freshmen that really overachieved, I think, but now they're at a place where they're just so much far and beyond where the rest of the kids in their class are throughout the conference. So I think them having a year under their belt where maybe at another place they wouldn't have gotten the opportunity to have as many minutes as they did, but they're just harnessing that and showing that they're studs. So I think that's been huge for us.
I've definitely noticed that. It seems like to the player I've seen such a growth in terms of maturity from last year to this year in terms of how they're playing. I would totally agree with that. Last year, you were having a great year, and then you had it end with an injury. Talk about, did that fuel you even more this year, knowing what it's like having to sit out a few games because of injury, and maybe coming back with even more passion?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was actually the first real injury that I'd ever sustained. So it was disorienting for me having to sit on the bench and sort of be a spectator and a fan. So yeah, throughout the off season, I was just I'm not wasting another moment, and worked pretty hard, and now I'm getting a chance to sort of show what I did this summer, and it's paying off.
What part of your game have you improved most from last year to this?
I would say what I've been focused on the most has been 3-point shooting, and sort of, I guess, my left to right cross, because I tend to go right to left. Yeah, those are the 2 things that I emphasize most, and I think it's frustrating sometimes when you don't see the immediate results or an immediate improvement, but I think that throughout the season it will definitely prove itself to be noteworthy additions to my game.
When you came in as a first year, we had a nice contingent of seniors that you played with. Starting last year, you had to probably jump more into a leadership role. Have you felt that as one of your priorities, and even going into this year? Yeah,
definitely, and especially with Annie Bolt being abroad and not really having too many seniors outside of Alex and Jordan. It's been a lot of responsibility, I think, on me to sort of be a vocal leader and sort of take some of the younger kids under my wing. But it's been something that I've enjoyed and something that I've had to step up to, whether I was ready for it or not. So it's been a good experience for me.
One thing on a personal note for me is you have been a big asset to my department in terms of working soccer and softball. You've worked a lot of events, but with soccer, with statistics and scoreboard and whatnot. Do you feel it's sort of it's the thing I like about that is it's kind of like you feel like you're giving back to your fellow student athletes. Is that sort of the sense you get with that?
Oh, definitely. I love working the soccer games. I feel like, I'm their #1 fan. Just being that closely involved with them and just getting to see all their games up in the box has been a blast. And it definitely just gives me a sense of, my role in the athletic community. It's a lot of fun.
What's the eventual goal with the team this year for our basketball team?
We haven't talked too much about goals yet this year, and I think that's a good thing. I think we're still discovering what type of team we are and discovering what the possibilities are based on whatever identity we're sort of able to cultivate. So I'm excited to see what happens. I don't think that we don't have a set path yet, but I think it's going to be an interesting one. I think it's going to be one with a lot of excitement. And I'm enthusiastic about what this team can do for sure.
Well, fantastic. Again, this is Alissa Hirsh. She is this week's Midwest Conference Women's Basketball Performer of the Week. Congratulations and good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, Ted.